Hi, what's up, y'all? It's Papa This D. About to react to this vid. It's the Spongebob most sus moments. It actually says Spongebob moments that took comedy too far, but based on the thumbnail, it's looking real sus. And Spongebob had a lot of sus moments. I didn't catch all of them, when I was a kid, but as I got older and I kept watching it, I was like, this ain't right. They was doing a lot with the adult jokes in Spongebob. But anyway, let's see what's on this video. Let's watch.
10. In the episode Artists Unknown, Squidward is teaching art class at the Adult Learning Center in Bikini Bottom. Spongebob turns up as his only student. Spongebob is a natural, and Squidward crushes his spirit with all of his criticism. Spongebob leaves the class convinced he has no talent, when an art collector arrives moments later and commissions Squidward to make a statue for the park.
It's giving Watch Mojo.
Squidward realizes he needs SpongeBob's help and begs him to come back and try again. But SpongeBob can no longer perform like he did, and his art now comes out as bad as Squidward's. Frustrated, the sponge destroys all the supplies and they land in a heap behind him. When the art collector arrives, he asks if the heap is the statue, but Squidward denies that he had anything to do with it. We reveal the heap, and it is an amazing statue that gets directed in the park with a plaque underneath reading Artist Unknown. Squidward was never recognized as an artist at all, so that is the plot summary of the episode. But at one point, with SpongeBob in the art class, he says this.
If I'm lucky, Mr. Talent will rub his tentacles on my art.
Whatever.
This is a line I don't think needs to be explained. I personally never caught this until making this very video. This is definitely one of the more suggestive lines in the series, but I didn't say one of the most suggestive lines. Number 9. In the episode Reef Blower, Squidward is so sick and tired of living between SpongeBob and Patrick that he decides to leave Bikini Bottom and go someplace where everyone is just like him.
I love this
Squidward arrives
episode.
and he loves it at first,
And
but
then
he
he
soon
hates it.
discovers how boring everything is and how uninteresting his life is, without the constant mayhem that SpongeBob and Patrick provide. Crazed by the monotony, Squidward starts to act out, becoming the SpongeBob of this new community. It's part of going crazy, in a sense, is the Squidward in the episode decides to play with a reef blower out in public. The other residents of Squidville who watch Squidward think it's ridiculous and childish. There is one moment in particular that to some comes off as a little grown up, I guess. Missed out on what I'm referencing? Yeah, probably, because in order to get to the supposed joke clip, it needs to be paused in this frame, where it portrays a pretty crude thing to be doing, let alone in public. Number 8.
He was trying to put it under his shirt, though.
Seahorse,
That's how I took it.
SpongeBob finds a stray seahorse and adopts it. When it comes time to go to work, SpongeBob can't bear to leave him alone at home, so he takes him to work and hides him in the kitchen. When Mr. Krabs gets wind of it, he orders SpongeBob to take the horse home, but SpongeBob hides him instead. The seahorse keeps escaping from his hiding place and eating all of the Krabby Patties. Eventually, SpongeBob is forced to come clean when SpongeBob has to start the workday. He leaves the seahorse outside of the Krusty Krab initially. A customer joyously exclaims, "Hey, look, Mr. Krabs put in a kiddie ride." That is not a kiddie ride, it's a live
he put a
seahorse.
quarter in his ass.
As the guy thought it was a ride though, he attempted to put a coin inside of the slot to get it going, but once again, it's a real seahorse. A female seahorse as well. The coin did not go into a welcome spot. Number 7. In the episode Best Day Ever, SpongeBob is going to have the best day ever. First he gets to work at the Krusty Krab, then he is going to meet Sandy for a little karate, followed by jellyfishing with Patrick and Squidward's clarinet recital. But the day does not go exactly as planned. Each of his friends is having a problem, which SpongeBob naturally sets out to solve. But this costs him every item on his perfect agenda. When a disappointed SpongeBob realizes that his entire day has been sacrificed, his friends rally around him to give him their thanks and make sure his day is really the best ever. Finally, for this one, there isn't any jokes we are looking at from the episode itself. However, this is episode 20 from season 4. Think about it. episode 20 from season 4, we're talking about 420. April 20th, the day many fans of marijuana celebrate their lifestyle and culture. This episode is called Best Day Ever. Number 6. In the episode Gary Takes a Bath, it's time to give Gary a bath, but he doesn't want to take one. SpongeBob tries to lure Gary into the tub, but he refuses to go. Porn. In the end, Gary outsmarts SpongeBob by luring him outside. SpongeBob falls into the mud and ends up even dirtier than Gary ever was. Gary meows and goes back inside.
Because I love SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's plans to get Gary to have a bath is to make everything more fun by saying that there's a secret treasure in the bathroom. SpongeBob dresses up as a pirate and has the bathroom door marked with an X where the treasure is, and even the bathtub is painted like a treasure chest. But a comment SpongeBob makes is questionable, though.
Oh. Wow, Gary, look! A pirate treasure chest! Wow! Why, no, Gary, this isn't the bathtub. It's treasure! Look, doubloons! Don't drop them.
The doubloons, SpongeBob says. When this joke clicked for me, I was honestly surprised that this was allowed by Nickelodeon to be put into a show. But hey, I guess as it took years until I was older to understand, they hid it well. In prison, it can be a scary place, and in the shower when left exposed and vulnerable,
the porn scene.
You may need to be on alert at all times. If you drop the soap in the shower,
you fucked an
I
ass.
think you get what I'm saying. Number 5. In the episode Overbooked, SpongeBob's got a full day and he's determined to do everything he is scheduled to do. Help fix Mr. Krabs' telescope, go to Patrick's birthday, and help Sandy's science presentation. Too bad everything's scheduled for the exact same time. SpongeBob, at this point in the episode, has realized how busy his night is due to not being able to say no to any of his friends. He rushes to a bakery to get Patrick a last-minute birthday cake, but the only option available is not quite for a birthday.
Hi, I need a birthday cake. This is what I got. Sorry, hello, scabies. Can you change it to say happy birthday? Do you want it or not? I haven't got all night. Yeah.
Scabies is a type of skin infestation. Mites burrow and lay eggs inside of the skin, leading to a lot of itching accompanied by a rash. The joke here is that someone gave someone else scabies. This is a reference to STIs, which are transmitted during certain adult activities. The cake is apologizing for giving their partner an infection. Number 4.
Imagine giving somebody a cake because you gave them an
SpongeBob
STD.
is determined to uncover Plankton's next devious plot. Mr. Krabs sends SpongeBob and Patrick to spy on him. When Plankton sends a blimp, everything goes into panic mode. Squidward makes a comment that seems to be reference to women's health. The joke here is about women's menstrual cycles. For once a month, they bleed from below. As Squidward says, it's that time of the month, talking about Plankton when he tries to steal the Krabby Patty formula. But as a big red blimp comes over, it certainly represents women and how they often feel bloated. Also, another layer is Squidward's diving away to hide in the bathroom, as it's a stereotype that during that time of the month, things can get very emotional, so to speak. Number 3. In the episode Midlife Crustacean, Mr. Krabs realizes that he is getting old and he's not so hip anymore. He overhears Patrick and SpongeBob hyping up a big night out that they're planning and figures that would be a good way to get hip again. He then asks the guys if he can come along on their wild night on the town. They show Mr. Krabs a great time. They hit the laundromat, pick up trash under the highway, and stop at a kids' amusement park restaurant. Mr. Krabs realizes that the younger or not, they are not any hipper than he is. He tries to leave, but Patrick convinces him to go out on the last big event of the night, a panty raid. Finally, they're doing something cool until Mr. Krabs realizes they raided his own mother's house. He's sent to bed without supper. At least that makes him feel young again. With this one, there isn't much explaining to do. I'll show you a clip with audio, but just the whole concept of breaking into someone's home to steal their panties is truly immature.
I feel young again. Eugene? Mother, what are you doing with my bloomers?
Number 2. In the episode Chocolate with Nuts, SpongeBob and Patrick want to make some extra cash, so they decide to sell chocolate bars door to door. They have no luck at first. In fact, they end up buying more stuff than selling stuff. That is until they start lying to sell the chocolate. What inspires them to start lying is the billboard that they see that claims for some chips to be good. When SpongeBob has tasted them himself and completely disagrees with them being good, Patrick makes a comment that is kind of strange. Honestly, this one is much more open to interpretation than some of the others, but the delivery of Patrick's comments make it seem like it's something inappropriate. As to what he does with these chips, I don't even want to know what Patrick means, to be honest.
I don't understand anything.
There must be something to this selling game that we're just not getting. Other people do it. I mean, look at that.
Eat barnacle chips. They're delicious.
They are most certainly not delicious.
Not the way I use them.
Number 1. In the episode Your Shoes Untied, Patrick gets a new pair of shoes, but doesn't know how to tie the laces. When SpongeBob offers to demonstrate to Patrick, he forgets how to do so. SpongeBob suffers various calamities trying to make it through his day with his laces untied and him tripping over everything. In the end, it's Gary who reminds SpongeBob how to tie his laces by teaching him a groovy song to help him remember. In the intro of this episode, right before Patrick comes over to SpongeBob for help, SpongeBob is seen very relaxed and quite inquisitive as to what he's watching on the TV. As SpongeBob is a sea creature watching other sea creatures with his expressions, followed by the embarrassed Gary shout. SpongeBob was watching some explicit material for Bikini Bottom standards.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Thank you for checking out this video.
Alright, Junior Watch Mojo. Her narration was a bit annoying, but I just powered through it anyway because I want to see the sus moments or the adult jokes. She talked a lot, though. A lot. But, you know, it was a cool video overall, minus her voice. Y'all let me know what y'all thought, though. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!